Welcome to the Truth is Easy podcast, where we celebrate life,
love,
and flyness. I'm Raina Shantae.
And I'm Doc.
And we're the Massage. You might know me from the Darman videos and my best-selling book, Finding You in Every Script.
You might know me from my podcast called the B&C Podcast.
And you might know us from the TikTok videos where I'm the star.
And I'm running for my life.
I created this podcast with my honey because we have amazing conversations during date night.
And basically, she wants to drag you along.
That's right. We're going to go where no couple has gone before.
No couple. Why is it always no couple? It is every couple goes here.
It's us.
See, all of that. You know what? The Truth is Easy
podcast starts now. All right, honey, what are we talking about today?
So today, we wanted to talk about we were having a conversation the other day about folks that are being possessive. Right? And obsessive. Right? So I know you can be both of these things with things and with stuff, but do you have any examples of anybody or any relationships you could say that were either of these things that you thought were obsessive? Right?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think that I have experienced obsessive relationships in the past. I know that my former relationship was very much in that way, and people kept saying how it was love, and I thought it was love. Honestly, you know what? I thought it was love.
Okay.
I thought it was love to be like the center of someone's attention, like obsessively, to always have to be checked on and called on, and where are you, and when are you gonna get back home, and who are you with, and I thought that was love because I was young and I didn't know really what love truly was. What I found out is that it was more insecurity and fear of losing someone, losing me, from the relationship, because me, I'm a very free-flowing, type of person.
Yeah.
I guess you can call me. I'm a hippie child. I'm a hippie child. My parents were hippies.
Both of them.
They came together. They created me.
One little hippie. Yeah.
So, but I think that because I didn't have such a structure, growing up, that made me feel, like I was cared for, like I was protected, and I was, that's what love looked like to me, because I guess what I grew up with didn't feel like, because I was so free, to make my own decisions and choices, and that kind of led me into some, bad, places and situations. But having that relationship where it was like, you're mine and you're gonna stay with me forever, that's what I thought was love, until later it became very toxic.
Okay.
What about you?
So, I've had I wouldn't say that somebody was obsessed with me. I've seen some obsessive behaviors in people that, I've dated before previously. And it wasn't so much like that they were obsessed with me and everything I was doing, as much as it was that they were obsessed with keeping the relationship. Right? And so, hey, look, I can respect it. You found somebody that you think is really dope, or you want to be with them, but like, let somebody breathe. And I never took that as them being obsessed with me as a person. Because I think if you're obsessed with somebody, and God knows, if you're obsessed with somebody, you should know like their likes and their dislikes, and maybe you're obsessed with pleasing them or something like that. But nah, it ain't had nothing to do with me. It was like, I think I was the person that they were going to be, obsessed with being in a relationship with, because I think they were just really valued being in a relationship.
So the person, no matter who they were in a relationship with, would have been obsessed with whoever it was.
Who's ever in this
It
box.
doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think
they're obsessed with being in a relationship.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So what do you think the difference between obsessive versus possessive is?
Okay.
What's the difference?
So, I'm glad you brought that up, because I honestly don't equate the two, right? I see possessive more on like a, I see possessive like I see you as me, or you're a part of me, right? And so, as my wife, like I am possessive of you and of our marriage, right? Because I think that whenever you leave the house, that's a reflection of me, and vice versa, and so I should be taking care of you as I take care of myself. I would want to protect you as I protect myself, these kinds of things. So I consider that to be possessive. I think obsessive is where you don't have any trust involved in the situation either. I think obsessive people, they are more aligned to being afraid that they're going to lose this person, lose this control, lose, this status in the other person's eyes, as to where I believe, and I could be wrong here, a possessive person is, because they see you as themselves, they treat you like they treat themselves. And so they possess you as a part of them. As to where obsession is like, I want to keep you isolated away from everybody and everything, so that you're just for me. What about you? Do you see a difference in the two?
I don't know. I don't know, because when I think of the word possessive, it just doesn't seem like it's a positive word. Because, like when you think of possessions, you think of things, right? You think of things that you want to possess, like jewelry or, clothes or, cars. That's my possessions. Those are my possessions. Like when you're passing down something, these are my possessions I'm passing down to my children. That kind of thing.
Okay.
So as far as like a spouse, a husband or wife or a boyfriend or whatever you want to call it, being your possession, it just sounds, it sort of degrades them almost to me, because if you're talking about someone being a part of who you are, would you say that I possess me? No, you are you. You love you. You're a part of you. I mean, you are you. And so that person that you become united with is a part of you. So I don't know. The word possessive just feels, it feels a little weird to me.
Okay, so what else would you use then?
Love? I don't know because obsessive, we know obsessive is. Now, I will say this. I almost wrote a book. I still might write this book.
Okay, here we go.
On healthy obsessions. I think it's a good book. What do y'all think? I think it's a good book idea. So listen, all right, check it out. Healthy obsessions, right? When you think of obsessions, you think of something that you constantly think of over and over and over. I have to have this. Well, guess what? What if it helps you? What if it benefits you? Like being healthy, like your body. My body is my obsession. I have to look good. I have to feel good. I have to go to the gym. I have to work out. I have to eat right. I have to drink water. I'm obsessed with being healthy in my body. I feel like that's a healthy obsession. Doc.
So then for those people who we're taking it to an obsession level, so keep this in mind before you be like, going out of the throat. Those people who would live and die at the gym, they measure everything that they eat, and they take all these, supplements or vitamins or whatever have you. Okay, cool. What if they lose out on relationships or possibly their job? Like they should be at work, but they at the gym. They were supposed to have a date night, but they blew it off to go work out.
I think that is more, it's past obsession. That's when you become psychotic. Yeah.
Okay. So
that's
so
not
what's the level?
That's like, psychotic. It's like when you giving up on everything in life except that one thing. That's because you can be obsessed with something and still be functional. You may not have a priority of other things. Relationship might not be your priority anymore, but you still have a relationship.
I don't know if I would call that obsessed.
There's people that are obsessed with video games and they still can have a relationship. And
I think if you obsessed with video games,
because if you play it 10 to 12 hours a day, that sounds obsessed to me.
See, again.
That sounds obsessed to me. 10 or 12 hours out of a 24-hour span, you only got a couple hours, only 7, 8 hours for sleep. What's that? Let's say that's 20 hours. So you got 4 hours to eat, wash, and have a relationship. And work. 4 hours. So you got...
How does somebody pay all the bills if they only got 4 hours?
Obsession.
No.
So that's what I'm saying.
So you and your war on video games, that is not your actual issue whatsoever.
I'm just saying.
However,
there are a lot of people that are obsessed with video games.
Now, I would say for those folks that I would actually say are obsessed, they out there, they in their basement, or they in their parents' basement, and they can't leave. They don't have no regular job.
There's some people that do still work. That's what I'm saying.
I would not consider those who can have a full functional job and take care of having an interpersonal life.
That's very true.
I don't consider that to be an obsession.
That's very true.
Because obsession takes over everything.
So exactly. So except the fact that I think it's okay to be obsessed with being healthy because you're loving yourself, you're taking care of yourself. Being obsessive with loving yourself, and that means putting yourself first. When instead of always giving, because a lot of times, especially women, we can give so much and we have nothing left for ourselves. Just even if it's having a season of being obsessed with yourself. No, I choose me. Sometimes you can lose out on friendships, on relationships, and but when you choose you, I think it's always a good decision to choose you first. You know what they say, when you're on an airplane and the plane is going down, you need to use the mask for yourself first before you help somebody else, because you might pass out before you end up giving it to him or her or the baby. So you got to put the mask on first yourself. You got to take care of you first, right? And then help somebody else, because now you breathing. We both breathing. Look at us breathing.
Clearly, that is not the rule.
Breathing like Darth Vader.
Especially as a married couple, that is definitely not the rule. If I was to take care of me first all the time and put y'all second or put y'all third.
Well, you gotta be healthy. You gotta take care of yourself because guess what? If you're not taking care of yourself, right? If you're not eating right, if you're not working out, if you're not, keeping your mind sound and not listening to all types of crazy stuff and watching all types of crazy stuff, then you won't be available for your family. to work for your family, to make the money that you need for your family, to even have a conversation, a healthy, loving conversation with your family, to build spiritually with your family. So yes, you do have to put yourself first.
I do agree that you do need to put yourself first at times.
Okay.
At times. I'm not even mad about a season.
No,
right?
and I get that.
Okay, cool.
I get that, but you are the husband, you are the provider, the father of the household, the head of the household. So you have different priorities than I do as a wife.
Absolutely.
And a woman, you know.
Absolutely. And so for anybody who's watching, who may be in a relationship or y'all have kids or whatever, hey, look, I'm sorry, maybe this is an unpopular opinion, but I'm going to say what I feel. You chose to have kids, right? So you chose to put your life on hold for a minimum of 18 years. Because you wanted somebody to run around that look like you, right? And so, look, every child's a blessing, yeah. So, but the fact is, when it comes to parenthood, you know, we'll see parents that, man, they beat, right?
Yes,
they drain, they are beaten. I get it.
Yeah,
I get it. That's why it is important to be able to have babysitter money. Because, and then even then, like, you worried about, like, what they're doing when you gone. You know what I'm saying? So, like, you don't get a whole lot of me time. And I honestly think that contributes to a whole lot of couples separating when they become empty nesters, is because they've spent, you know, at minimum, 18 years.
Yeah.
And that's if you only got one, right? So that's a minimum of 18 years of prioritizing this little psychopath. Because they just, look, little kids, man, they just destructive, right? They just go wherever they do anything. They ain't scared of nothing, right? And so, which means they also don't have no self-preservation tactics.
I mean, I'm telling you, 90% of raising a child is keeping them alive. That's it. That's your job as parents. You might put a little, you know, couple morals in there somewhere, but, but other than that, it's just keeping them alive until 18.
Just don't die.
Then, hey,
I think that's what your body is. When you're young, you know what I'm saying? You got all the energy in your body. You got all the strength. You fall down five flights of stairs. You be dusted up. You get to be in your 40s. Try to fall down one flight of stairs.
Oh, child.
You lucky if you get up.
That thing hurt.
Lord. So, okay. So I don't want to stray too far away from the topic, but so even given in your previous situation, did y'all have anybody around, or did you have anybody around that you could talk to, your friends or parents or family or, you know, other people maybe at the church or whatever, that you could be like, yo, is this normal?
That's so funny that you said that. Because yes, there were people around that I did ask that question, and they told me it was normal to be in a very obsessive relationship. And that stems from the fact that we got some problems in our community. I mean, really, we got some major problems in our community. Because the thing is, I get it that they feel like by any means necessary, keep your family together. I get it. I totally get it, because there's too many broken homes in our community. It really is. But to just excuse the behavior, the abusive, psychotic, obsessive behavior of someone who is supposed to love and protect and serve his family, his wife, his children, is, I think, we need to have higher standards. We truly need to have higher standards in our community.
Okay.
So yeah, I sadly, which is why I stayed in it for so long, because I went to people, family, church, leaders that told me, you know, that's love. That's, you know, that it's fine. It'll pass. You know, just go back home. And I did, time and time again. You know. And
they knew like how bad it was. Like they ain't just going off of the surface stuff.
And they knew situation to situation. You know how bad it was. You know, no, I didn't run and tell everybody everything.
Okay.
You know, but when things, you know, really got bad, I was like, what do I do? Because this don't feel right.
And so how do you think that affected you moving forward in other relationships?
Moving forward in other relationships, you know, I have this gift. For me, it's a gift and a curse. All right, it's a gift that I have, that things that hurt me, that are said and that are done to me hurtfully, I am quick to forgive. Like, it's almost like it never happened, you know? And so that happened an awful lot in my last relationship, where I don't know what, maybe it's just a defense mechanism. So it just goes in the back of my brain somewhere. Or down under. I don't know where it goes, but I can kind of wake up the next day and it's a fresh day and I forgot what happened yesterday. You know what I mean? So that happened time and time again until I remembered, and I was like, hold on, I remember what happened yesterday. And so when I came out of that relationship, I think I was still hopeful that it could be, you know, I could have a healthy relationship, even though, I probably was saying, well, it wasn't me, it was that person. Of course, we all add something to the relationship, good or bad.
Sure.
But I was thinking that if I were to get myself healthy, which I always talk about that, starting with myself, getting healthy, mentally and spiritually and physically, that I can also find someone who is healthy as well and find, a good relationship to have. So, sure, I think it did affect me, but I went into, honestly, okay, so this is how I went into it. I went into relationships very lightly after that. Which before, I'm kind of romantic. I'll be like, oh, I love him. He's amazing. He's wonderful. Like him. Like I saw him. Oh, I want to be with him. But after that relationship, I was like, you know what?
She was super like,
we're
friends. Everybody's friends. All I have is friends.
Exactly. So I went into all of my relationships very lightly.
Okay.
So I didn't rush into anything, but I did not also want to miss out on what was for me. So yeah. Okay. What about you?
Well, I mean, again, because I didn't have it firsthand in that kind of way. It was somebody who was obsessed with me. I think that I learned, I know we're going to do another show on that one, but like I learned a lot of lessons from my first marriage. And one of those things was that I was actually too carefree and easygoing during that marriage, where it came off like I didn't care. Right? But I never wanted to be one of them characters, especially like in the Tyler Perry film where, if you bald headed and dark skinned, you the bad guy. I didn't want to be, one of them characters, right? And just like, where you at, where you been, this, that, and the other for everything, right? So it was trying to find like a medium in between that. So she's laughing because, so we have a house rule, right? That if you're out past like 11 o'clock, just check in, right? So that the other person knows that you're okay, that you're safe or whatever. And so my wife is terrible about answering my text messages when I send them texts, right? And like these we've had fights about it. Not like fights, but like fights. Like, so like what the problem is? You know what I'm saying? So we got Apple Watches and all this other stuff. And just so that when 11 o'clock or so rolls around and she, had a good time or whatever, that just check in on me, you good. So it's been a couple of times. She be gone. It's around 11:30. I ain't heard nothing. Y'all see her. Right? And she's very friendly. When we're out, I ain't gotta worry. She ain't gotta worry because she got me there. I ain't the hardest dude on the planet, but like, hey, it ain't an easy win, nigga. So like, I get it when I'm there that she could just be free and not really thinking about much. But when she's free and not thinking about much and I'm not around, I don't know who she with, right? Is she with her homegirl who acting silly? Is she with like a homie? Is she at a crowd? Like, what's up? People can do all kinds of things. And so I'll hit her up. If I don't get nothing from a text message in like 5 minutes, I'm gonna hit her up again. She got 2 minutes after that. And then it's a FaceTime call. Like, I ain't call. It's a FaceTime. I need to see your face. Where you at? And there's been a couple of times she said she was in the car with one of her girlfriends and was talking about how sweet I am and how different I am from like not possessive or obsessive or nothing like that. And then it's like FaceTime. Where you at?
Where you at?
And she's like,
yeah, baby. Oh, sorry. I didn't call you. Oh, sorry, doctor. Sorry, doctor. I'll be home soon, doctor.
That's what's that.
And then my friend's like, you sure anything I ain't? Wink if you are in danger. No.
So,
but no, I wasn't. It was. That's why I was laughing too. I was cracking up because no, he's not even like that.
No, that's not really what's these at all.
Yes.
But I am in my words possessive, in your words loving.
Yes.
About, this is my wife, this is my spouse. I want to make sure that she's safe.
Of course.
Make sure she's taken care of.
Of course. And I do appreciate that. I do appreciate someone just checking in and knowing that when my husband home, like all I gotta do is call my husband. Like if something really go down, he a phone call away.
For sure.
So
I have hated on Apple for a number of years until I fell into the Appleverse. But I will say this. The iPhone be out there saving lives.
Okay.
Right? So I can tell you that for sure. So keep your iPhone charged up so people know how to get to you. Okay. But so I guess we're coming up on time, but there is something that I do want to make sure that we express to the audience, express to the folks who may be watching at any time is if you're dealing with somebody that you believe is possessive or obsessive, right? If they're negatively loving you, right, and you're not feeling love, and y'all gone to counseling and talked about like, well, this is what love looks like to me. These things are loving, these things are hurtful, and like, what's the root of some of these behaviors? If you're in that situation and that person is unwilling to change, I gotta agree with her. You gotta choose yourself. Choose to save yourself. But every situation is not a runaway situation either.
Right.
You know, like
That's very true.
there can be times that if you dealt with somebody who came out of a relationship like that, especially a long-term situation, you know, and I'm not picking no fights, I ain't digging up no skeletons and nothing like that, but there are remnants of those relationships that it clouds your vision for a little bit, because if she's accustomed to somebody, you know, always on her all the time, when she's dealing with somebody who still loves her, but loves her in a healthy way, gives her, you know, some space, she could possibly be thinking, I don't love her. That's not natural. That's not healthy. That is stuff that you can bring up with a counselor. That is stuff that you work through when you're in your marriage. You know, I came to the marriage with stuff, she came to the marriage with stuff, and we decided and agreed to work on these things with each other. And so that she could see, no, it's not that my husband don't love me. He's an only child, and he's really like accustomed to that kind of stuff. And, you know, he's very much so trusting. I trust my wife. I don't really trust most of y'all, but I trust her. And because of that, I ain't gotta, you know, be checking all up on her every 2 seconds. I don't think that she's out there cheating. And if you with somebody that you always gotta question if they trying to be with you or not, or if they cheating or whatever, if you always gotta ask that question, leave, you ain't no slave, leave.
Yeah.
Find something else. And I understand some of them situations be real tough, right? Like you maybe live with this person, or they paying your bills or whatever. Yeah. Hey, look, get a job, leave. Get a better job, leave. Have them pay for you to go to school, leave. Like leave to save you, because nobody needs to be in a relationship where they're being abused or that their humanity is being stripped away from them.
No,
So
you're right.
I felt real millennial when I said, take your humanity away. But some situations are real serious. And so, you know, I'm glad that we got a chance to give our points and our thoughts about that, and, you know, with the people. And so we want to say thank you again for watching the Truth is Easy podcast.
Thank you.
Love you guys. We'll talk to you later.
Bye.
Peace.